Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling.
There are moments on stage that feel almost unreal. Moments when everything is perfect, the lights, the music, the voices of thousands echoing as one. And yet, right in the middle of that perfection, something breaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly enough to make everyone stop and wonder. That was exactly what happened during Liu Yuning's concert in Hangzhou. At the peak of a performance that seemed flawless, fans noticed something unusual. A pause, a shift, a trace of emotion that didn't quite belong to the script. And then, the question began to spread across social media like wildfire. Why did Liu Yuning appear to hold back tears on stage? Was it simply the overwhelming atmosphere? Or was there something more behind that moment? And as whispers grew louder, one name began to surface again and again. Zhao Lusi. A connection that fans have speculated about for a long time suddenly felt closer, more real, and perhaps more complicated than anyone expected. The second night of the Hangzhou concert had already been building anticipation for weeks. Long before the doors opened, fans had gathered outside the venue, carrying light sticks, banners, and excitement that could almost be felt in the air. It was not just a concert. It was an experience people had traveled across cities to witness. As the arena filled, the sea of lights slowly came to life, turning the entire space into something almost dreamlike. When Liu Yuning finally stepped onto the stage, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Cheers rose like waves, and for a moment, it felt as though nothing could interrupt that energy. From the very first note, his performance was controlled, and powerful and deeply engaging. His voice carried effortlessly across the venue, each lyric delivered with clarity and emotion. It was the kind of performance that reminds people why live music still holds such a unique power. He moved confidently, interacted naturally with fans, and created an atmosphere that felt both grand and intimate at the same time. Everything was exactly as it should be. But what truly set this night apart was not just the scale of the production or the precision of the performance. It was the emotional undercurrent that slowly began to reveal itself. As the concert progressed, the energy shifted. The bright, dynamic atmosphere softened. The lights dimmed. The music slowed. And Liu Yuning began to sing a ballad that felt noticeably more personal than the rest. The arena, once filled with cheers, grew quiet. Fans who had been waving their light sticks moments before now stood still, listening carefully. There was something different in his voice. Not a mistake, not a flaw, but a subtle change in tone that carried weight. It was as if the song was no longer just a performance, but a reflection of something deeper. His expressions became more restrained, his movements more deliberate, and for a brief moment, it seemed like he was holding something back. That moment did not go unnoticed. Cameras captured it, fans felt it, and within minutes, clips began circulating online. Some described it as a sign of emotional overwhelm, the natural result of seeing thousands of supporters gathered in one place. Others believed it was simply the intensity of the performance, the kind that pushes any artist to their limits. But there were also those who saw something more personal. This is where the conversation began to shift. The mention of Zhao Lusi did not come from nowhere. Over time, their interactions, both public and subtle, have drawn attention. Whether through shared projects, coincidental timing, or small details that fans tend to notice, there's always been a quiet curiosity surrounding their connection. Nothing confirmed, nothing clearly defined, but enough to keep people watching closely. So when that emotional moment appeared on stage, it naturally led to speculation. Could it be that the song carried a meaning linked to someone specific? Could it be that behind the professionalism and composure, there were personal thoughts surfacing at an unexpected time? Or perhaps it was simply a coincidence, a moment shaped by the atmosphere rather than any individual. What makes this situation particularly compelling is that it sits perfectly between clarity and mystery. There is no dramatic statement, no direct explanation, and no obvious answer. And yet, that is precisely why it resonates so strongly with audiences, because it feels real, not staged, not exaggerated, but human. At the same time, it is important to recognize the context of the performance itself. Concerts of this scale are not just physical challenges, but emotional ones as well. Standing in front of thousands of people, hearing them sing your songs back to you, feeling that level of support, it can be overwhelming in ways that are difficult to describe. For an artist like Liu Yuning, who has built his career step by step, moments like these carry meaning that goes beyond the surface. As the concert moved towards its final segment, the emotional atmosphere only grew stronger. When he paused to thank the audience, his words felt sincere, almost reflective. It was not just a routine expression of gratitude. It sounded like someone fully aware of the journey behind him and the people who made it possible. And when the final song began, the entire arena joined in, creating a moment that felt unified, powerful, and deeply moving. By the time the concert ended, the applause was not just for the performance, but for the experience as a whole. Fans stayed, reluctant to leave, holding on to the atmosphere for just a little longer. And as Liu Yuning returned for a final farewell, his smile was warm, his gestures humble, were leaving behind an impression that would stay with many long after the lights had gone out. In the end, whether that emotional moment was connected to Zhao Lusi or simply the result of the overwhelming atmosphere may remain unanswered, but perhaps that is not the most important part. What truly matters is that it reminded people of something often forgotten in the world of performance. Behind every stage, every spotlight, and every carefully planned show, there is a person experiencing those moments in real time. And sometimes, even in the most perfect setting, a small, genuine emotion can say more than any performance ever could. If you enjoyed this story and want to stay updated with the latest moments, insights, and hidden stories from the world of entertainment, don't forget to subscribe to Update X 24 Hours. Your support helps us continue bringing you closer to the stories behind the spotlight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.